Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your host with the most, King Gio in the house. Finally, the count is over. Finally, the count is over. How my people doing? How my people doing? Hey, first and foremost, let's put God first. So let's thank God for another day of life, right? Amen. Well, don't forget, guys, this November 13th is the giveaway for the Call of Duty game, either through the Xbox, either through Xbox or PS4. You gotta tell me. You gotta subscribe and let me know which format you want. Do you want the PC version, the disc version, or you want it digital? What's up, Brandon Hicks? Oh my God, he's alive! So, guys, what do you think about this historic day? About November the 7th, the day that after the third try, Joe Biden becomes the president of the United States, or elected president of the United States. So what's up, Brandon? Um, elected president of the United States. It's kind of good to see the people out there. I wish people wore masks while they were out there and celebrating, but they should wear masks. But anyway, but this is the time for us to reflect on what's going on in the past 3 years. And I want you to think about something. I want you to, yeah, let's go, Brandon. Let's think about the 3 years, how divided as a country. And if you haven't seen it, this is true. How divided as a country we are. You could tell, you know how you could tell too? You got Joe Biden that got the most vote of any president of the United States. He got 74 million votes and counting. And Donald Trump doesn't stay short because Donald Trump got 70 million votes and counting. So when you have that massive a vote turnout, what does that tell you? That you have a divided country, that if a person wins by a large margin, it's like, oh, wow, this is a large margin, but it's not like that. He just tells you that a lot of people were voting for Trump, and like we gotta keep this guy in, and a lot of people think, oh, we gotta keep Biden, we gotta elect Biden. So that's one way you can tell that we're divided as a nation. I mean, I think that we shouldn't look at this as a victory for Democrats. I think this should be looked at as a victory for all. And I'm sorry to say this, but Donald Trump caused a lot of pain for this country. He was a narcissist. I mean, I wish I could have said something else. I wish I would have said, we had a good president, whether he was a Republican or not. I wish I could have said that, but that's not the case. I can't say that. I can't affirm that. All he does is lies. And this is not something that I pick up from watching the media. I mean, I seen the guy lie. You fact check what he says, because that's what I do before I come on here or I do anything, and I check. And he's constantly lying for his own narcissism. Because that's what he is. He's a narcissist. And he can tell you whatever he can tell you, but he loves the limelight. That's it. That's why he became president. You can say, oh, he keeps it short and sweet. He's not a politician, but he is a politician, because if you weren't a politician, you wouldn't give money to, you wouldn't give money to the Democrat Party, you wouldn't give money to the Republican Party. And I know why he does that, because if you know that this guy gonna be mayor on the town that you have buildings in, and you have property in, you want to go deal with this guy. You want to get a permit, boom, you go straight to him, Instead of taking a month or 2 months to do a permit, boy, I got a permit right here. Just make a phone call, boom, the next day I had a permit. So these are the caveats. So these are the perks that you get, so to speak, when you donate to their campaign. Like, yo, remember when I donated to your campaign? What's up? What's up, boy? That's why they do it. So he's donating to both the Democrat Party. He's donated. Look, the fly. There's a fly here. That means Mike Pence is around. And he's donated to both Republicans and Democrats. So hold on, I gotta get my water. Sorry, guys. So if you're donating money to both Democrats and both Republicans, and you're a Republican, what does that tell you? That you don't sway with no one. I mean, you sway both ways. That you go with Republicans or you go with Democrats. It doesn't really matter, as long as it fits your narrative. And then your narrative, as long as it benefits you, that's what you care about. That's what you care about. know, and he has divided this country. A lot of people think that, oh, I've been making more money on the Trump than I have. Maybe that's the case because you have a business and you get tax cuts, but he gave tax cuts to big corporations. If you had a small business, you don't see that much of the impact. You really don't. Unless a person is working for a big company and that big company is making money, give the employees, and employees go down and triggers down to you, and you're getting that person's business. And you're in that person's business. So there's a lot of things, that he didn't do. A lot of things that he said he was going to do, he wasn't, and he didn't. And the ego that he has is just condescending. It's not good. It wasn't good for the country. But if you voted for him, thank you, because all you did was that you voiced it out, whether you were Republican or Democrat. But if you voted for Trump, I say thank you, because you made democracy work. That's why that's why our elections works. They say we put people in office so they can work and do the things that benefits us as a whole, not just when you're in a country or you decide to, or a person decides to make up a law. It doesn't mean that it's going to become, because it's the president of the United States. The president of the United States is just a signed piece of paper, because at the end of the day, who does everything is Congress. So if a senator says, okay, I'm going to make this law, so all houses got to pass it. Once the house passes, if the president likes it, he'll sign it. But you don't like it, he'll veto it. Plain and simple. But he doesn't make laws. The laws are made up by Congress. He has a team that gives him ideas. I think this is what an advisor. I think that this is best. I think this is best. I think this is best. I think this is best, and that's what it is. Hopefully we get a country that is bipartisan. You have both Democrats and Republican work. That he just doesn't coop up the whole entire thing with just Democrats. As far as he elects the person, the right person that does housing, the right person for health. Well, he cannot take this to the Supreme Court, Brandon, because the Supreme Court's not going to listen to him. This is between states. So far, Michigan's court has denied him. Wisconsin's court has denied him. Georgia's court has denied him, and just today, Nevada's court denied him. So you have to have a fundamental base. You have to have a base. You have to have proof that there was fraud involved. You have to have proof that there was ballots being manipulated. You have to have proof. And then yesterday, I was watching the guy's name. I forgot his first name, but his last name is Ginsburg, and he's been doing electoral law, political law for 30 years now. And he's a Republican, and he did George Bush campaign. He was George Bush lawyer when he was president. He did George Bush when they went to court with Al Gore in 2000. And he said there is no basis on what Trump can do. He has to have the proof, and at this moment he doesn't have it. And there's no proof. He's saying that he said that they didn't let. Hey, Princess. Everyone's saying. He said Donald Trump is saying that there was that they didn't let the observers observe. But yes, they did, because observers were there. You have a Republican observer, you have a Democrat observer. If they see something, they raise their hand and they say, "We don't like this." When they goes to the machine, it's the same process. So you had two people there. You even had the newscaster from Fox News yesterday, from Fox, say that President Trump was lying, because he was in the reporter was inside the polling center, and there was a Republican observer and there was a Democrat observer. It is what it is. So how many times have we seen that an official loses, whether it's Democrat or Republican, mostly Republican, loses a seat and cries, there were tricks. They manipulated the system. I want to recount. He has all the right for a recount. Okay, but each state has a different law when it comes to voting. All states are not the same. So you saw him that he was at 600,000 votes in Pennsylvania, and all of a sudden he went trickling down because they did the opposite. Each state, Florida did the walk-ins. The mail-ins and the absentee votes first, and then they did the in-person the election. And that in Florida did it quick. I think Florida was one of the quickest states. They were quick. By 12 o'clock, they were done. But Georgia and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania did it backwards. They did the electors first, the people who went there in November 3rd, and then they did the mail-in ballots. So every state is different. Every state does it different. Florida did it quick because they have a system that the legislator in Florida passed, but in Pennsylvania they didn't have the system. The House, their House didn't pass it. They had the same system as Florida or something towards it. Princess Cammy says, well, if Joe Biden is such a good man, we will see when he goes in the White House and see if Biden stick to his word. Can't say one thing and do the other. If he's any better than Trump. Well, you got to think about it this way, Princess Cammy. He is going to a camera that right now it's tied. The Senate, it's tied. So whoever runs, if the Republicans runs the Senate come January with the showdown, the standoff, in the two houses in Georgia, and if the Republicans get that, so they have the upper hand. So they're going to try with Mitch McConnell. It's going to be very difficult to deal with this man. So whatever you decide to do, he's going to make it impossible. They say Mitch McConnell is a great guy. He loves America, but he makes things impossible. So if you can get past Mitch McConnell, and Mitch McConnell can work with you, if the Republicans do have the House, have the Senate after January from the standoff in January in Georgia. And then I can say, the Democrats, that Joe Biden can do his thing. If not, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Senate race. So whatever Biden does, if McConnell don't like it, he's going to just keep it on his desk. That's plain and simple. It goes both ways. If it's run by a Democrat House and it's a Republican president, the same thing happens. It's a seesaw. Well, Pennsylvania is usually a blue state. Trump flipped it to a red state back in 2016, but usually mostly the North America, what's Virginia, what's Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, Maine, all those states up there are basically Democrats. And when you go towards the West, they're more conservative. Like you saw, Utah is very conservative because they have the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So they have those out there. Those are the Mormons. You got South Dakota, North Dakota. That's Republican. You have Montana. That's Republican. Seattle. That's Republican. I think I don't know. I know California is mostly Democrats. Alaska it's Republican. So it's it's all different. If you can work bipartisan, and then you can get most of the things done. Now remember, that he's going in through a pandemic year. He's going to have to go through that. Right now we're having over 125,000 people getting infected with the coronavirus. So, yeah, but we always had a lot of debt, Princess County. You're too young, but the only president in my lifetime that has ever had this country in a surplus, meaning that we had more, was Bill Clinton. When he left this country, when he left the presidency, well, he got impeached, but it was last year anyway. He left this country with a surplus. Everybody was working, everybody was doing good. George Bush came and he messed it up. Barack Obama took our economy and took it down. Our economy was going up, and when he left office, and he left it to Trump. Donald Trump inherited a good economy. Donald Trump inherited a good unemployment. You know, Barack Obama had it at 11.0. You could get this up. George Bush, the Republican.
I know it's not.
Look at this.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
You ready? Hold on. All right. No, wait, hold on. Kind of pain in the ass when you do it like this. Really? Piece of crap ass phone. You know, in terms of this S20. So we're gonna have so it all depends how Mitch McConnell and his crew come out, and it depends if we have a Republican Senate or Democrat Senate. You know, whoever has the House, whoever has the Senate, runs everything. And then in the House of Representatives, they lost 4 seats, so they lost 4 Democrats. Now they got more Republicans, so that's going to be kind of hard. So when you have one side pulling here and then the other side pulling there, it's going to become hard. So and then we don't know how Mitch McConnell is going to come out with if he's going to be butthurt because Trump lost. All right, Princess Kami, have a good night. Enjoy your night. She's a cool kid. So we don't know how Mitch McConnell is going to come out. So what does Donald Trump do? Instead of being a gentleman, a Christian like he says he is, you know, concede, say, listen, the best man won. It is what it is, man. You know, I'm 74 years old. I did my best. I'll be back in 4 years. I can come back, no problem. Because he got 70 million votes. Unless Biden does something great, it'd be hard to run against. Well, you could run against them, you know, and then you have more people on the Republican side who will run against Biden in 2024. You know, so the thing here is that we have to, for the sake of our children, for the sake of our grandchildren, we have to make America great again. We have to set aside our differences and our politics views and our religious views and put ourselves in the map, you know, and we're not going to agree to everything, but there's some things that as a society we can't agree on. So let's just hope that, you know, that we could work, or the House and the Senate and everyone else can work, you know, on doing things, you know. Like I said before, a president is there to sign a piece of paper. Everything is done by Congress, man. So what Congress says goes, and they put up, and all the president does, if he doesn't like the deal or she doesn't like the deal, signs it out, and that's it. But what amazes me is that the one thing that I did find it odd that he chose Kamala Harris. That was, to me, a shock. I thought he was going to get Stacey Abrams, to be honest with you. That would have been my pick. She's younger. She has more ties, I would say, with the young Black Americans. I think she has more of a vibe with them and with the Hispanic community, because we always stick we always stick with our own, blacks, Hispanics, we always stick together because we know the struggle, you know. So I would have thought he would have gotten Stacey Adams, to be honest with you. That's who I would have gone with. Because if anything was to happen to Biden, and then Stacey Adams is a much younger person, and she would, as time goes by, she will learn. But hey, no one knows for 2020, not 2024, but no one knows for 2028. You have a lot of up and coming Democrats who are leading the way. And on the Republican side, a lot of people like Candace Owens and that Shapiro kid, those are guys that ain't going to make anything in the Republican Party, to be honest with you. It's just, it is what it is sometimes, and we have to support our president. I always was. I agree with some of the things that Donald Trump says. Some of the policies. I don't like the man, period. As a politician, as a human being, I never met him, so I can't say I don't like him. But let's say Biden has to. This is something that he has to do. He has to bring back manufacturing jobs. How he's going to do it? It's going to be kind of hard, because to manufacture here in this country is kind of hard because everything is so expensive. But to bring back manufacturing jobs, to forget about, like what Trump said it, and I said this years ago, we got to stop thinking about a college degree is going to get you everywhere. Having a bachelor's is going to get you. No, it's not. School is not for everybody. College is not for everybody. So just because you got a bachelor's degree in political science or whatever the case may be, that doesn't mean you're going to succeed in that. Psychiatry and anything, you're not going to succeed in that. That doesn't guarantee you that. Just tells you that you graduated from 4-year college and you got your bachelor's degree. I'm more of a, and I've always been since a kid, I've always been more of a trade person, teach a person a trade. That will give them more as a Hispanic male. I know that there are things within my community that people just don't like. They don't like science. They don't like math, but they like money. So they can be very creative. You an electrician, a plumber, a barber, or whatever, restaurant, whatever it is. And blacks given the opportunity are the same way. They're very creative, and you can look into the history how many black congressmen they had from the beginning of time when we decided to make up Senate and we decided to do presidency and all that kind of stuff. The black community had we've had black congressmen, we've had black scientists, we had black inventors, and you'd be surprised how many black people did a lot of things for the United States of America in a time where it was a taboo. But they have contributed in science, they have contributed in NASA. Science, they have contributed in social life as social workers. They've contributed in so many ways that when we go to school, all we learn is white man's history. That's, to be honest, that's the honest to God's truth. We learn white man's history. The thing that we do learn in school is about Martin Luther King, but we don't learn the true history of America. We don't learn about the Indians. We don't learn about Pocahontas. That you got to learn on your own. We don't learn about how truly oppressed black people were back in the slaves. We don't learn all that. We learn that Christopher Columbus, we celebrate Christopher Columbus, a man that never landed in the Americas. The atrocity that man caused coming to the Americas. He savagely beat, killed, and raped all the women, or not all the women, but the majority of the women who were in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, all that. So the United States celebrate a day for that man, but they don't celebrate for people who have actually done something for this country. Black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. So they don't do that. So they teach you white history, and that's the honest to God truth. To this day, they still teach you white history. They don't teach you history as it meant history as it's meant to be history. Because if you're gonna tell me a story, tell me the whole entire story. Just don't tell me pieces that you want me to hear, or you want my neighbor to hear, you want my boy to hear. Because to me, I was smart enough in school that I took bits and pieces of everything, and I try to discern it, and I grasp. And I used to go through the encyclopedia. That time was the encyclopedia. I looked through the encyclopedia. That's the way I fact check things back then, and I did all that stuff, and I learned that you don't listen to everything everyone says. You don't believe everything everyone says. If you want to believe the truth, you go out there and you seek the truth. So it's you knew that when Donald Trump spoke, you had to take some validity. Was his thing valid? What he's saying is true. And every time he talked and he made a comment or he says something that he did, you had to look it up, And nine out of 10 times what he said was not true. And you can look that up. Not something that I'm going to tell you, King Geo said that Donald Trump. No, you look it up and it tells you what he said. Well, this was a lie. And how you do that? You fact check. So everything that he has done, we have fact checked. Now that he's not the president, or he's not going to be the president of the United States after January 16, 17, things are going to blow up. Things for him are going to blow up. He's under investigation, and as a president, they cannot touch him. As a president, he cannot be touched. But as a regular citizen, it's a whole different story. So we'll see how that's going to go. But the thing about this is that we have to, as a nation, we have to come together, man. We really do. Van from CNN, he made an emotional speech when he heard the news, and go look at it. I highly recommend it. And it's true, we have come a long way, and it's time. When Barack Obama became president, the Black community was so happy. I was like, okay, fine, we got a man of color, but I looked at it from he's half black, he's half white, so he's not fully black. And Kamala Harris, she's half Jamaican and half Indian, so she's not fully black either. But she could be fully black as Indians, if you look at the history. But it's a time where you would have never have thought that you was going to have a black president. You would have never have thought you were going to have a woman as a vice president. And if Hillary Clinton would have won, that would have been instrumental to a lot of women. But to have a woman of color as a vice president, so that tells you, you can tell your child, if you're black, if you're Hispanic, you tell your child, look at that. That's someone you emulate. That's someone that look, she made it, we can do it. If she could do it, I could do it. Those are the things that you strive for. You're not striving to go to the White House, but the struggle to get there. I don't know if she struggled to get to become a senator, but if you looked at Sonia Sotomayor, the Puerto Rican Supreme Court judge, and she was nominated and put there by Barack Obama. And if you look at her struggle, she came from the projects. She's from Puerto Rico, but she moved to New York with her parents. And she came from the projects from the Bronx. Okay? And she went to good schools and she made it. That's what I'm talking about, success. And success doesn't mean wealth, man. That is not success. Success means that you like it, you enjoy whatever it is that you're working on. So if you're picking up poop at the Bronx Zoo or the zoo that you're on, and you like it and you enjoy it because you like the animals, hey, that's your success. That is your success. Okay? So success doesn't mean money. Success is that you're happy in what you do. That's what success is. Because if you get sick and there's no cure, you can't take, all the money that you have in the world is not going to cure you. Doctor says you have 6 months, you have 6 months, you got more, with the will of God, because everything is in God's hand, right? So it all depends. But if you're in your bed and you're dying and you're like, only 6 months to live, I lived the best life that I could, right? I did what I wanted. I worked with animals. I did this, so I led a good life, And when you're rich like that, you think, oh, my money, who's going to take care of it? Stuff that you can't think of, some things that you cannot do about once you are dead. But It's very interesting. It's very interesting. How is this going to work out? Bill Clinton worked with both. He had a Democratic House at one time, and he had a Republican House at one time. So I got to Google that to find out what he did with the Republican. Did the Republicans work with him? And who knows? Who knows? It all depends what Mitch McConnell does with the House. I didn't want him there. I'm surprised. I don't know how the people of Kentucky. That's a Republican state. I don't know how the people of Kentucky kept Mitch McConnell there. You have to move forward. You have to evolve in life. And Mitch McConnell is not evolving. He's just an old dinosaur waiting to be put down. Looking now, we haven't had a stimulus in months, and people are about to lose their homes come December 31st. So he did say that when he got elected on Tuesday, that he was going to work with the people, and he was very grateful, and he wants to see a stimulus gone before the year ends. Let's see what happens now in the lame season. I mean, in the lame duck session, as they say. Let's see what happens there. Let's see if Donald Trump decides, let's do this. Let's get this. Let's get this behind me. Let's go with one thing. Let's work with the American people. Let's get the stimulus on. Let's do what I came to do for this country. And that's the way to do it. You go out with a bang, and you want to come back in 4 years. You come back in 4 years. But you can see and you say, you know what? I'm gonna pass on the baton to you. Let's see if you can do a better job than I did. I wish you the best. And and the people see that, the Democrats are going to say, you know what? Wow, he went out like a gentleman. I never seen that side of Donald Trump. But what you're going to get from Donald Trump, a snide remark by him not coming out today, or maybe not coming out tomorrow. He could say he's going to fight to the end when he knows with his lawyers that his lawyers have probably told him that he has no chance in the Supreme Court. This would never reach the Supreme Court. Never. The Supreme Court is not going to get involved in matters like this. If there was, you have to go to the Supreme Court. There's a step that you have to go through. And by him thinking that he has Amy Barrett with him, or Garrett, whatever, Garrett, right? That they have Amy Garrett there, that she's going to side with him. I don't think any judge is going to put their life worth work just to save his ass. And even expert lawyers says from the Republican Party have said he has no chance. He should just give up. But you go to Fox, people in Fox will tell you something different. But I've seen interviews with a Republican lawyer who's been doing this for 30 years, who's covered George Bush and covered other presidents. He says that Donald Trump has no validation. There's nothing that he can validate, that he can hold on to. So I don't know what Donald Trump is talking. I really don't. But anyway, guys, this has been great. I hope you guys watch this and you get something out of it. Let's do tomorrow. Let's do another live, and come in, man. Come in and let's talk about this. Don't forget November 13th, the giveaway for Call of Duty Cold War. That's going to be a drawing that I'm going to do around 10, 11 o'clock. So you got to put that I subscribe, because I do look at my subscribers and I see who has subscribed. So if your name is not on my, even though you say I subscribe, I'm going to check before I do the drawing. And if you're not there, I'm taking you out. But you have to subscribe to my channel, so because I'm going to look. So, all right, guys, peace out. God bless you all. Have a great weekend.